It's just very like different from other teams here. It's not many teams that actually pick both Brood and Huskar.
Definitely. But we saw like in that Huskar game against LGD, right? LGD looked like they were clueless. It looked like they were not a good team. But they are a good team.
Yeah, and it's a hero that like you have to play it against it a lot of the times to actually know how to counter it.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, Rubik, the pickup for Team Liquid to pair with
5
Nature's Prophet.
seconds remaining.
Seems like just safe picks for Team Liquid, denying the combination of Earthshaker and Nature's Prophet.
Sven and Troll both banned.
The Rubik is most likely like to just keep it quite open because they only see the like Shaker and they don't really want to commit to anything.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to steal Fissure. That's an incredibly good spell to steal on Rubik. Also, an instantaneous lift disable for Batrider if he blinks in and lassos somebody. That could be pretty effective as well.
I wonder why they banned Troll. I don't think Troll's particularly good versus Nature's Prophet in lane or even in the mid game.
He has quite high armor at least for the Treants.
We saw Terribly get picked and he got crushed.
No good. Not very many good spells to steal for Rubik, other than the ult. Not that that would require a ban.
I was thinking, there's a lot of other heroes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just.
Yeah.
Team Liquid have used almost half of their reserve time for this critical pick 3.
There's a Necrophos still in the pool as well.
Wow, Spirit Breaker, they're going for it.
Now, Spirit Breaker has not been picked too often, but in a few games at the main event, Spirit Breaker was one of the highest impact heroes.
So you just think Kuroki will play Spirit Breaker?
Yeah,
he and GH Rubik?
Both
or
of them.
Is this a GH Spirit Breaker?
I mean, Kuroki has been playing the Spirit Breaker a lot of the times before, but I was thinking that he was going to play the Rubik just because...
That's his hero.
Yeah.
He is the Rubik.
But
Random Maggots.
at the same time, if GH is playing the Rubik, it's not really the GH kind of hero that we've been seeing him playing before.
It's a little bit
really
different.
Excels at.
Yeah, it's still a hero that can make big plays and get a lot done. I'm sure he plays a phenomenal Rubik as well.
For sure. It's more that it's like the Visage pick that we saw him play the other day. That was really not his type of playstyle. Or it might have just been that game.
I'm curious because Rubik, you know, you're mentioning this is a pick that doesn't really reveal anything. Does Spirit Breaker reveal what these next 2 picks might be for Liquid, or at least a theme that Liquid's looking for?
It definitely says a lot about your draft. It speaks more about what your possibilities are when you're up against this hero. It's incredibly hard to split push. There's going to be constant fights that Spirit Breaker's going to... You know, what Spirit Breaker does on the map, he just walks around, he finds a hero, and he charges that hero. And the rest of his team kind of follows up on that. So LFY needs to be ready for these charges and ready to take on massive team fights at all stages of like the early game.
And we don't like heroes like, let's say, Lich. Lich, I think, is really terrible versus Nature's Prophet. Spirit Breaker doesn't really stop the charge.
Yes.
You might win the lane, but you're
Witch
going to
Doctor's
get
great.
crushed.
Witch Doctor has the cask that can help deal with some of the treants in the early game. Also, a nice disable for Spirit Breaker. It's really, really difficult for Spirit Breaker to charge an ulti combo up against the Witch Doctor because he's going to be getting hit by that cask at least once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times if he's unlucky.
The Witch Doctor is also one of the strongest laning heroes, as Peter said, with the cask. So they might want to, like LFY might want to try to go for a more lane dominance lineup this game compared to the last one.
Let's not forget that Liquid has the last pick in this draft. You need to be on the lookout for Miracle playing an incredibly high impact hero, which is on its way. Could be that Alchemist again.
Yeah, this is a reasonable setup for the Alchemist. Obviously, Rubik, Spirit Breaker, great at disrupting enemy lanes. Nature's Prophet and Venomancer, very strong in lane anyways.
Do you think they would play Morphling without Lich on Liquid for Miracle again?
I think it's pretty good versus lineup. I think AM's also a very realistic possibility.
Yeah.
I think I don't think that they will pick him, to be honest, but and they will probably ban Alchemist from LFY because they picked it with these 2 core heroes from
definitely
Liquid
think Alchemist
last
is
game.
the ban. So what is there a... Oh, taking the Morph.
They're taking Morph instead, yeah.
I love it. What kind of... So do you leave Alchemist? Morphling's pretty good against Alchemist because you can just take the Radiance, but I feel like that's a little risky.
I think you can get like run over before Morph comes online.
Yeah, definitely.
So Team Liquid needs a carry that can get huge.
A strategy used in most games. Farming your carry. Maybe a Lincoln Sphere carry? something to help with lasso. They don't really have any, other than that Rubik lift, nothing super defensive to
LFY's turn
save
to
whoever the
bat.
lasso target is. I mean, there's Weaver, but that doesn't seem like
That
a
doesn't
miracle
feel
hero.
hero.
They're still...
Invoker, I suppose, but not really the right click that you need.
Melees really aren't that great versus Morphling.
TA suffers a lot versus Bat.
I could see Invoker work if they
10
try to just
seconds
pressure them early on to
Yeah,
not let Morphin get...
Miracle hasn't won that
5
much on Invoker this
seconds
tournament.
remaining.
It's actually been one of his weaker heroes. But definitely an option.
LFY's
Oh,
Yeah,
anti-mage
they
ban.
leave in the Alchemist. Dangerous game.
Ooh.
That's a confident ban right there. Just saying, you go ahead, take your Alchemist. Oh wait, maybe they take it themselves.
Doesn't that seem like there would not quite be enough farm for both Morphling and Alchemist?
Morphling could
10
transition
seconds
to like that at that 3 position and just throw out a bunch of stuns.
5
I don't know. I
seconds
mean,
remaining.
this is drafts are going to get crazy, especially in the grand finals in a best of 5. There's going to be a lot of mind games going on. Embrace the mind games. How creative can we get?
Team Liquid's
LFY's
turn.
final pick is Death Prophet. Strong at pushing.
Yeah, a little bit of early game, some nice AoE wave clear for the Treants. He's Death Prophet's actually struggled against Venomancer because he's, you know, Bucking Matt was talking about it. Death Prophet is a very movement speed dependent hero,
10
and
seconds
Venomancer will
remaining.
be throwing out slows left and right.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, that breaks
5
the links.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, certainly that.
Siphon.
Yeah, also being able to run around and put your ultimate on the
At the
people.
same time, DP is good in the sense that she can actually like get health from her Siphon spirits.
Yeah.
So when Venomancer is using all of his spells and the Spirit Breaker charges in on you, you like can just drop 4 of them.
It's
and,
tough. It's tough to gank Death Prophet as Spirit
yeah.
Breaker because you're always just gonna get siphoned up.
Yeah.
They still go with the Alchemist. What do you think?
I don't like it so much versus Morphling.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, what else do they have?
I'm trying to think.
Well, it looks like Team Liquid also struggling with the final pick.
I think you just go for it. You know, game 3, lower bracket finals, TI7. Stick to your guns.
It's gonna put pressure on LFY. At least if they pick the Alchemist, they're gonna be pressured from this last game that they're gonna have to shut him down.
One thing you don't want to do is put Miracle on a hero that he's not incredibly comfortable with.
Terribly.
Terrorblade, all right. Well,
I'm gonna
definitely.
fight them.
We'll see. It's a little bit different. Miracle certainly can play this hero incredibly well, but it is not the traditional Team Liquid lineup that we're used to seeing.
Well, we saw Team Liquid struggle when it was not a Team Liquid style lineup. This might be LFY's ticket to the grand finals. It is now time for your final lower bracket match. Take it away, casters.
Game 1 was crisp, confident, and virtually flawless from LFY. Forget about that. Game 2, a complete stop by Liquid. Forget about that as well. All that matters, Lumi, is this Game 3 right here, right now. 2 top teams in the groups. Whoever takes this goes on to the grand finals. Newbie waiting in that best of 5 finals.
As we get deeper and deeper into a best of 3 series and later on a best of 5 series, the draft starts to get a little bit more and more wonky. And I think this was one of those drafts. We had the panel talking about GH on the Rubik, a hero that kind of will just sit in the lane and not affect the map too much. But instead, it's going to be Kuroki charging around. The last time we've seen a captain do that was Puppy.
And he
was
dominated.
Yeah.
I think there were 7 or 8 successful charge ganks in a row. Can Kuro match what Puppy achieved? We'll see. This time around, there's the Fissure, there's the Cast. Morphling's a tough gank. Batrider, potentially a kill. I don't think it's quite as good of a Spirit Breaker game as that one was for Puppy, but that said, they do have the Prophet +1 factor, and that's always something you have to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think I need to watch the mid matchup. Is it going to be Venomancer versus Death Prophet? Because
Speaking of the mid matchup, Miracle, perhaps he's heading mid here, is playing the Terrorblade as that early pooled regen with the Poor Man Shield. So does LFY, do they mix these lanes up?
I really like the warding coming out from LFY. Look at the 2 river wards. This is actually pretty rare to see. And they just want to make sure that every time that there are charges to the mid lane, they will be fully aware of it.
Mind control already, trying to get his bully game on. So Liquid go with the offensive try set up initially. You can see some deep zoning, trying to pressure this side lane Morphling. Every little poke counts.
There are a lot of taunts on Prophet. I think he has more taunts than any other heroes, and I think that one by far is the best taunt.
Reigning in the gold. Well, they might not have drafted the Alchemist, but Prophet can certainly farm when duty calls. So how will they settle down here with the lanes? At least for now, the Spirit Breaker going to handle the block. It does look like the Terrorblade mid. Do you think LFY expected this laning setup? And how will Terrorblade fail? Or fare, I should say. Poor choice of words. Versus the...
Well,
Prophet.
if GH goes for the courier snipe, which he's not going to get because Afu will be the secondary courier to bridge it through.
Charge comes in, early harass here.
Lift him up, toss him
They
back.
are going to look for more. They lift him. They drop him.
First blood,
Pummeling him.
maybe.
Can they finish up Super?
One more hit.
Fissure. One more. They get him. Liquid with the early first blood.
You asked how he is going to fare. If he gets a first blood, he is going to do just fine. He might have a little bit of trouble as Metamorphosis is down for 2 minutes, but that high base armor, the fact that he is going to get a lot of rotation support from the Spirit Breaker, I think Miracle's going to be just fine.
They're charging top now, setting up for Monet. Does Kuro really want to dive this tower? He crossed the tree line, then backs away. So our other lane, this bottom setup is going to be a Venomancer taking on a Batrider 1v1. Now we have seen Batriders get solo kills in that matchup. Generally Veno, a 1v1 specialist. So we'll see how it works out. In Flames.
This is actually one of the worst
Napalm
matchup in the game. And
on there.
like what we're watching right now is the reason why. Oh,
This
that's
could
a
be
kill
bad for
attempt.
Matumba. They're also looking to dive the top lane simultaneously. 5 stacks. Matumba
Burn.
clean alive for now, burning but not going to fall. And now diving forward. DDC is probably the easier kill, but it's Monet they won.
Strength
it might
four.
be Monet they get. Kuro's still there, cutting him off at the pass, body blocking him. Monet slowly being worked down. This Morphling, we're the masters of Liquid, say Team Liquid, as they conquer him and now turn back to the tower. They're already bringing this tower down quickly, Lumi. And GH is diving deeper. The laning setup is caught LFY off guard. Can they at least get a counter kill? GH with the lift back, run away. Witch Doctor is pretty high base damage. This tower is gonna fall sub 3 minutes at this rate. Where is the defense from LFY? They're getting pushed in so rapidly.
Morphling is notoriously one of the worst laning heroes because his stats are just not great. His range is very low. And even though Witch Doctor is such a good support overall in the laning stage,
He's squishy.
yeah,
he's
he's
a
very
little immobile.
squishy.
And Liquid, first blood, second blood, tower down. They're farming decently mid in the meanwhile. Miracle holding his own here early against Super. The Veno, sure, struggling quite a bit bottom, but he's not dying, at least for now. So Liquid off to a strong start in this deciding.
Courier gonna get sniped on the mid lane.
More.
Mind control.
Gets it. This is the dream start for Liquid.
They gotta cut him off. They gotta force a
Fisher
kill
comes
here.
through. He can just run the other way. Where's the follow-up? Nobody else coming in. Mind
Okay,
control,
they see him now.
patient. They're going to slow him down a little bit. He starts dancing. He starts taunting. LFI are not having it, though. The body block's coming out. Apu's going to have another fissure soon. Well, Mind control, he'll be dancing back to the grave and back to the well. LFY do strike back. Great body blocking there from Apu. Scores them a much-needed kill.
LFY needs to punish Team Liquid for committing so many heroes on the top lane. You lost the early tower, you lost a couple kills. You should be winning these lanes.
They're looking to go on bottom here, perhaps, as well, but no mana on Inflame.
Yeah,
so.
the fact that he committed for the Flame Break, which is such a rare skill up at level 2, and he didn't get that kill, I think this is the reason why he's actually not excelling in this lane.
You know, one thing that was discussed even before the tournament started was that Liquid was apparently running hard carries in the mid lane pretty often. With that extra creep, you can really get ahead if you have a good start. We do see Miracle already at 27 CS.
Yep.
It obviously got help early. This TB, a far cry from last game, is starting to get out of control.
I mean, you made a point that earlier that we see Matumba Man playing the mid lane more than Miracle has. And the extra mid creep is one of the factors there.
Yeah, it really opens up options for dual lanes. You know, we've seen the IO picks come out a lot. Not always mid, but obviously also can make hard carries more viable in that scenario. They do get a deep ward down here, so where does Monet go? Morphling is level 2 at 4 minutes, and he's roaming. He's heading towards the mid lane. He wants to assist with Kuroki, gets the charge off, Well, Morphling will lend the assist, but the bash comes out. Kuro shrugs it off. Cask comes up bouncing. They try to slow him down. The NP's going to join the fray as well. It's a party in the jungle, and Super's getting pounded from behind. In comes Miracle. Lift him up, toss him down. They kill him off. Liquid get the Death Prophet. Far more important than that support DDC. And they even committed 4 to that fight. LFY taking these early skirmishes. This is where Spirit Breaker is king. And now they're going to start to push this tower, bringing the Treants in. Man, this is such a dominant start from Liquid. Up 4,000 gold at 5 minutes. How can LFY respond? They got run over, trucked in game 2.
Look at the
Game 3 is opening up the same way.
Look at the difference when it comes to, well, hold that thought here as we have Afu threatening to use that fissure to block somebody off. They do. He's not level 6 yet. They want to commit for Miracle.
Good Sprout though by Mind Control. Keeps Super at bay. Drives it back, but now Inflame rotates in. Numbers are committed from LFY. Can they get Miracle? The toss back. Fissure says no. LFY, God, they needed that bad.
By doing so, they also defend their tower.
They're going to set up here on Monet. There is a Spirit Breaker. They can't quite kill him, but man, look how much that Prophet hurts already. Normally, Morphling is able to trade fairly effectively, but he's just so underfarmed.
Well, Morphling
so
is
underleveled.
500 HP, so, you know, his...
Every hit hurts, and they're still leaving that Spirit Breaker in the neighborhood. Kuro threatening to go in. He will get scouted out here by Inflame. Gets to work, so heavy roaming, and he's out of there.
Prophet might be in a little bit of trouble here if they actually get the Flame Break pushback.
He's got the phase boots. It's a very tough kill. Even with the Flame Break pushback, can they really bring him down? And pushes him away.
Okay.
Still Inflame chasing this though. But backup is coming from GH. He can lift, they can disengage.
Yep.
And that is what Liquid choose to do. All the while, Matumba ramping up in the bottom lane, evacuated by the bat. Who's gonna lane against the Veno?
Yeah. This is a big problem.
It was the story of game 2. The laning setup was just so superior. And it's feeling, at least for now, like Liquid have found a magic formula for this deciding game 3. Tower down. That's 2 for Liquid, and they're looking behind in the middle lane, though. Super looking to answer back. Exorcism. He does get off his ultimate. Still Miracle might die. The Ghost coming in. He wins the man fight. And now, Ghost Lady down. They look for more with the lift back. DDC gonna survive this, and in the trees, Kuro brought down by the Ancients, as well as an Earthshaker, but nonetheless, 2 towers for Liquid. They're looking for more. Gale comes through.
Lasso.
Wants to slow it down. The Lasso
not available.
Not skilled yet. He's already gone for other abilities. Now the Fissure coming out. They do get the Matumba Man kill. LFY, very scrappy under this constant pressure, are staying in the game. Kills on cores are what they need, but Miracle comes in from the rear.
Oh my
Look
God.
at the damage. You look at it go, Witch Doctor. Oh more. Liquid, they just keep on striking. Now the tier 1 mid has fallen.
And tier 2 is soon to follow. LD, look at the difference in terms of efficiency. Whenever we see Miracle use the Metamorphosis, he's getting kills, he's getting towers. Last game, when Monet was doing that, he was struggling to stay alive, and that all comes down to the lanes. You have a Morphling that is still struggling. You had a Batrider who had the lane advantage matchup, but he's forced to help out his allies.
Compare those 2 carries.
Yeah.
You have a Morphling, no items whatsoever. He's level 5. It doesn't even feel like it. And you've got a Terrorblade Brawl Gear on level 7 with Aquila. Treads picked up almost, I mean, not quite tripling, but like 2.5 times his net worth. And they keep on pressuring. They've got the ward, they've got the vision, they're gonna charge. Kuro, heavy commitment, looking for the bash. Won't find it, forces out the TP, and that's fine for Kuro. He can back away. Just give Mind Control this lane. This is creating space for the Terrorblade. Meanwhile, GH, 3rd most farmed hero in the game at 3K net worth.
Yep, and Blink Dagger is gonna be his item choice. The bottom 3 net worth, we got Monet. He definitely doesn't have any Monet right now, if you know what I mean. He can't jungle very well as a Morphling either, so I'm not exactly sure what he could be doing to recover.
Top shelf Lumi. This could be a very dead Super. As they move in, Sprout comes through. He's still getting the Spirit Sight down, but they blast him down anyway. Keeps on working, and Liquid's commitment rewarded again. The punishment is everywhere. Now GH stealing a big nuke for this early in the game.
Yeah, they're going to just keep on pushing. No Metamorphosis for this one, but they got the trees, they got the wards. Let's go. Put more pressure.
This reminds you of that ancient DTS early aggressive tri-lane, Lumi. Back in the old school days, take that early tower with the Ench and the 3 heroes and then just keep on pushing. It's a different set of heroes. It's a new day. It's a bigger match, but it's still working out for Liquid. Kuro diving deep, forces 2 away. That leaves the bat on his own. Miracle lassoing up GH, but can't even get the kill. GH is flying away like Harry Potter tries to survive, but he is not the boy who lived. He's the boy who's very, very dead. Now the fight breaking out, everyone dropping low. They need the finishes here.
Wait.
They send it. That's 4 dead. Mind Control's got to get out.
Can he TP out?
TP away.
Okay.
Nothing to cancel it. DDC out of mana. Oh, Liquid have to be careful. They were so close to getting like 4 kills there. They get only the bat. They give up a few. They still have not KO'd LFY. They need to respect LFY's ability to turn these fights. 2,300 gold swing.
It is a big goal swing, but look at the net worth right now. It's still 4 members of Team Liquid ahead. They are itemizing for the mid game as well. We're going to watch this team fight one more time. Kuro just runs in, zones out 2 to 3 members of LFY. Meanwhile, the Bat Rider here, though, doing a significant amount of damage with Firefly. Somehow, someway, LFY doesn't actually just pop at the beginning of the fight, and then they somehow live through this. Thanks to Super coming in from the backline, 4 HP, and just kills pretty much everybody.
Yeah, Mind Control was diving with Kuro at the base, going for those high ground kills. Perhaps if he was there with the team, it would have been different, but Chaos is where LFY thrive, at least in that particular case. You can see the intensity on all these players. So much at stake for them. GH at least having a moment. He knew it was a very ambitious retreat, but gave it his best shot. So where do Liquid go next? They grab the Orchid now on the Nature's Prophet.
Hold that thought.
And they look for a smoke here on LFY. Matumba Man in position with his bevy of wards to try and keep him safe. He's up the hill as well. The dream scenario for Veno, but still gets caught. Fissure coming through. Maldic to follow. Oh, that is a cooked snake for dinner. Matumba Man is done. And meanwhile, charge in the bottom lane. Monet's out of mana. Kuro could potentially die for this, but they don't want to commit.
Yeah, he's
they
only
do have
level
that
4.
Prophet Orchid, but again, already had fully strength morph. So, I mean, still I look at LFY Lumi and I have to ask, like, what is Morphling going to do this game? He has 3K net worth to the 5, 6K of these Liquid cores. Can he get back in the game?
He's going to do nothing for a long time. It's not up to Morphling. It's really up to his teammates. Rubik has the Blink Dagger picked up right now. He's looking for Fissure Steals while harassing a little bit here on Afu. Speaking
GH finds one. He's going to reel that Shaker in onto the high ground. Welcome to my cliff, but Afu, I'll just walk right back down.
Back and forth they go. Check out Afu's gold. He is so close to Blink Dagger, and I think that's where LFY is looking to turn the game. He is looking around to stop Prophet. He's going to look around to assassinate the Venomancer. And that smoke gank that they did earlier on the Veno, very critical to actually propel the Shaker ahead.
Do you want to see Liquid keep on forcing the issue right now? They've got this big lead, but obviously going high ground against the Shaker and a Bat is normally where they can thrive. Would you rather see Liquid slow down a little bit, just spend some time farming?
I think slowing down is a good choice. You want to work the map a little bit. You have excellent map control because you've taken down a lot of these buildings. And also critically, you want your Spirit Breaker to get more levels. He's only level 5. You definitely want Nether Strike moving forward. Rubik getting a bigger mana pool and getting more levels is good too.
They might be trying to set up a play here around the shrine. There's a Haystern snagged early. Super has Exorcism.
They see Matumba.
And Liquid are sticking around for this. The wards have been laid down, but they're going to fight into these wards. Exorcism committed. Oh, Inflame getting charged out of the fight. Can they just bait Super and run away? Spooky, spooky ghosts, but just get out of there and you're fine as Kuro does get roasted, likely going down. They will get the lift. They look for the turn. The Gale coming through. TP out. Where's the counter to that? There is none. He's gone and out bottom. Looking for the Witch Doctor. The trade comes as Liquid do answer back. A support for a support, but they forced out the Exorcism.
Yeah, I think it's...
And they stole it, too.
I think it's... Oh, they stole it.
Oh, no.
Okay. That's a different story.
For LFY.
Oh, that is really bad. I was gonna say, at this point when you're behind, you want to go for one-for-one trades, but not if you give up Exorcism to the other side. That's just not the trade that you're looking for at all.
All right, does the game plan change now? Now you've got an Aegis. Are you thinking high grounds? We'll see for Liquid soon.
I think Team Liquid, the only way they could really high ground is when they kill 2 to 3 heroes. The Aegis helps though. I mean, obviously experience gold is all nice. You can safely push. And now LFY responds, but I think it's too late.
But perhaps too slow for this.
Super
already down.
Super cannot give up.
Kuro's out in front. Do LFY even think about fighting? They have no Exorcism. And they don't really have a carry in the Morphling, so it's all about the Shaker. It's all about the Echo if they can find it. DDC reveals it. Apu with the Fissure. He's still not detected as of yet. He's under the cover of that smoke. In the charge coming towards Monet. They've got the Orchid, but he does wave down to the low ground. Got the strength board off. keeps on going, even through the silence.
That's where if you had Nether Strike, you have a chance of actually killing Monet.
They
But
really wanted to make something happy with this blink, but now a Radiant Ward scouts it. The ping came out instantly from Miracle. And so there will be no ambush. There will be no surprise. There will be only Miracle charging in. Quickly chunking down DC. The charge. The job not even needed to get the vision. And now they steal the fissure as well. GH wants to die for this. Afu forced back. LFY. It's starting to feel desperate for them now.
they are just going high ground. Never mind what I said earlier.
Liquid, perhaps.
Okay, no,
Not yet, but no rush either. 9,000 gold lead, all outer towers standing, and they keep on charging for more. Looking for Monet, they will not let this Morphling get out on the map and farm, and you can see it in the net worth. He's in 7th place. That is atrocious for a Morphling.
It's going to be a long while. It's building Lincoln Sphere as well, which, I mean, will help them survive, but there's a lot of ways that Team Liquid could break that. Just charge across the map will break it, a Wrath of Nature will break it. But, you know, it's an item that he has to go for just to extend his farm a little bit.
Meanwhile, Super also struggling in the farm department. Still his first big item yet to arrive. And a lot of that coming down to LFY not getting any towers, not having any map control. But what it will accelerate that map control is the Shadow Blade, being picked up now by the Mind Control NP. Still LFY, shades of last game, searching for those pickoffs, searching for opportunities, but you just have to admire the vision game of Liquid. That network of wards, just a minefield for LFY to even think about leaving the base.
Not only do they have vision from jungle,
from north to south, they basically extend all the way across here.
Yeah. Not only do they have vision in your jungle, they're actively farming your jungle as well. So LFY really have no room to make any kind of catch-up. And now we see Bad Rider.
Here comes the jump. GH has that stolen fissure still, but the silence coming through. That won't have an answer. Fissure locks him in place, but Afu looking for the respawn. He jumps in. Echo committed. Wants to bring down GH, but GH going for the TP out. They need more damage. He's out of there. He gets away to safety. And now Mind Control will overextend. He'll be punished. That's the bigger kill for LFY. A bridge too far for Liquid. And they end an unstoppable streak.
Very quick response time coming out from LFY.
That is like a 1,400 gold swing, that one kill.
Yep. Granted, at this point, though, LFY, even though they're getting these key kills, they're unable to turn them into objectives because they're so far behind. So I think Team Liquid still sitting very pretty in the current given situation, but that kill did give the Bat Rider the Blink Dagger, so more ways now for LFY to come back.
Miracle rotating in deep here, and does have eyes on DDC as they go for a D-ward. The charge comes through. Liquid want to take this fight. They've got the Metamorphosis. They let it go. They get the Silence off of Monet, but he is already strength morphing. Mind Control in deep. Has to be careful. Stolen Exorcism! And again, the Ghosts fight for the side of Liquid as they chase forward. Super getting nuked down, and in comes Matombo from the rear. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Gets up the Poison Nova, bringing down the Replicant. Inflame is there with the trade. A very chaotic fight, but LFY are handling it okay. They do get another Nature's Prophet kill. Liquid might try to go for the high ground push, but the creeps will not cooperate. They're still a bit far away, and by the time they arrive, the Exorcism that was stolen will be gone. But you can see the power of a Rubik when he's had this kind of start, Lumi.
Yeah.
Very difficult to prevent these spell steals. Like, normally this blink is, it's not even done yet. Like, it'll be coming out around that 20-minute mark in a lot of Rubik games if he doesn't find the early kills. But with the towers, the kills, GH has it very fast.
Normally, it's quite easy to not get your Exorcism stolen because you have a lot of spells on Death Prophet you could easily throw out, whether it's Spirit Siphon or Crypt Swarm, but they're doing a very excellent job of stunning the Prophet as she casts her spells.
They also have wards everywhere, so she can't do it from fog or anything like that most of the time.
Right. Bad Rider flying through the Aegis is still going on Terror Blade, so Miracle just runs away from the gank. But I think what we're seeing right now for LFY is they're maintaining some resemblance of control in their jungle. They're not just getting completely ran over. The space to farm is limited, but they're still getting a tiny bit. So the hope is there. They're just looking, searching for any Team Liquid mistake. How are we doing on smokes on LFY side? That's kind of the other big important factor. I don't see any other heroes right now, and imagine it's very low amount on their shops. They need smokes, they need to get out there and use that Blink Bat.
They're
use
moving in for Super. He's in pretty deep, doesn't have the Exorcism ready.
Aegis is out.
It's out. The Aegis will expire. As Liquid continue to occupy this dire jungle, it's a game of choke Dota as they try to keep LFY fully bottled up. And as you mentioned, it's few and far between the opportunities to hit creeps, but LFY trying to take every last morsel that Liquid grant them. And Now the lasso, the opportunity is
Solo
there.
kill
Can
time.
they kill off Mind Control? Gets off the silence, but Bat Rider flies high. Another one in Flame is delivering here, but they might lose Afu. From the rear comes Miracle, brings him down, and now Kuro charging, galloping after Inflame. He turns back for DDC, but the cask!
It's bouncing.
Interrupts. It's bouncing beautifully. Finally gets up another strike. Will secure that Witch Doctor kill, so both supports down. They traded that for a Furion.
Again,
They have the stolen Exorcism. They've got a little time. Liquid, perhaps they just blow this and try to force the high ground. The Prophet could buy back or might just respawn.
the respawn time is so low on the side of White Heroes.
You know GH wants to. He is going to go in. Gets the quick steal as he activates the Exorcism. Probably won't do a whole lot with it from the looks of things.
Yeah. Still, to me, LFY are finding good trades right now, trading a support for a core. The goal and the experience change are very similar, but the fact that you slow down the Team Liquid push, and again, when you're behind, mathematically, you just want to trade evenly, and that's exactly what LFY is doing right now.
Yeah, what that 10,000 gold lead that is feeling very massive now won't be the same if it stays at that level 10, 15, 20 minutes from now.
Right. We're getting closer and closer to the Lincoln Sphere on Morphling. Still a long time before LFY could really take a fight on an even footing. And of course, you could also use Replicate to start, making Terrorblade Illusion of your own. He's going to be building items that are really, really helpful to Illusions if you want to go that route.
I mean, even with the Lincolns, definitely the Morphling is still gankable. You've got a lot of ways to break that Lincolns. The Charge is the most obvious one. The Orchid,
Wrath of Nature.
the Wrath of Nature, potentially. You've got the Rubik who can set up. So I still think even with Lincolns, he's very afraid to leave the base, but
I mean,
it is a step.
The Lincolns is actually a decent farming item in the sense that it allows you to stay at full HP. The mana pool regeneration is quite good. You can spam more waveforms, but it's nothing crazy. Elf-wise, they're really out of mistakes at this point, right? Like, if you make a mistake against Terrorblade, especially when you're so pressured on your side of the map, you're losing buildings. So LFY have to play perfectly.
You mentioned the importance of these smokes, and they are going for one now. They're showing the Morphling bottom. They do have a Replicate roaming in, so he can join them at a moment's notice, perhaps hoping that Liquid is trying to set up on that Morphling, but
look at LFY vision. They're going for a smoke. They see nothing.
They might find poor Mind Control again. And Flame diving deeper for this. They're going to sweep towards mid. Do they dare take a fight into this tier 1 with Liquid
not a good position.
all off the map? That is such a risky maneuver.
All right.
And then they back down.
Pressure smoke
they're
down,
not
man.
willing to do it.
10-minute cooldown on that thing. What are you going to do?
You do have to take risks as LFY.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to pull those types of ganks off when you've lost all your outer towers. Liquid have vision everywhere. They still have all their outer towers up. Like, the opportunities to dive it's tiny windows you have to sneak through, basically, and LFY just couldn't find a crack.
Well, the first major item here finished on Super. The Solar Crest, very, very important to survive against the Terrorblade damage. Look towards him building something like Shiva's, or we've even seen Ghost Scepters being purchased on Death Prophet. Never mind, Ghost Scepter not going to be effective, as I say that the Diffusal Blade also comes online on Terrorblade.
They're looking to set up here, perhaps. Monet is farming. At least for now, just being a nuisance. GH moves in, and they have the charge on Afu. They dive in deeper. Fissure coming out. Now they're insta-steal. It's all a trap just to get that grab. Nice pickup. Probably something we'll continue to see more of with the vision and map control edge they have.
Yeah, we've seen 011 yesterday give up a ton of fissures.
You can't even really fault Afu that much. Like, they have wards everywhere.
Yeah.
You're constantly being charged. They're going to have openings for this very farm Rubik to grab it.
Bottom lane, GH, fissures, styling on people, although might get caught here.
Trian's going to scout out in Flame. Still, he blinks in, diving deeper. Already Rubik away to safety. But it's a relatively calm game for LFY right now. Like, very tense perhaps in terms of state of the game, as they are going to find GH. GH actually, he's found in Flame. He lifts him up, blinks away. Doesn't have the Firefly. Who's caught whom? Already, a split push is mounting. That top tower down to about half HP. I mean, that's the thing is, like, if Liquid don't feel confident in a head-on assault, they could split push this. They have the illusions, they have the NP, they have the Plague Wards. There are alternatives here for them, but in comes the Bat again. He's walking right past those Venom wards, snaking around. They're going to scan the side, and now GH strikes. Blinks in, gets the lift, sets up the charge in doing so, and now 4 heroes are scrambling down. The Fissure comes through as well. Inflame wants to back, but if he waits too long, as the Zap comes out, the Fissure interrupts and keeps Kuro at bay. TP out.
Everybody.
Morphling off to the middle lane, and meanwhile that Terrorblade is pushing out the top. So Liquid, keep the pressure flowing.
That tier 3 on the top lane is about to drop though. They're taking way too much damage. There was a siege unit pushing in early as well. The glyph is going to get forced out. Look at the itemization that's coming out from Team Liquid. They're trying to end the game in about the next 10 minutes.
Double BKB.
Yeah, double BKB is what they're waiting for. Venomancer's got his. Tearblaze going for his as well. They're looking to end the game right now. So even though the game is looking calm right now, it's really the calm before the storm.
And somehow Monet is actually not. I mean, he's still a ways to go for this third.
Right.
He's got 900 gold towards it. He's picked up the Ghost Scepter. Sure, it's not going to be the best defensive tool against the Diffusal Blade, but it might give them some kill potential.
Well, it's more so that his Ethereal Blade combination isn't going to be very good against the double BKB.
It's actually about to be triple. As
Prophet's also working on it.
Yeah, Veno, Prophet, and even the TB all went for it. They're going to smoke now. Liquid, much higher chance of succeeding on these smokes as they've got the positional advantage. They can quickly close the gap on LFY. Monet still has his Lincolns up. They're going to scan out this bottom lane. Mind control trying to make sure it's safe. And they gank on the illusion. Kuro.
Okay.
Not going to connect. We've seen quite a few illusion bases.
But base is pressured. Look at the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, Liquid ramping up the split push, ramping up the aggression. The Veno's the man in front. And they are
cancel the TP!
They do cancel TPs. X marks the spot, but Monet looks for the pick up the stolen waveform. Morphling still chasing. Liquid are fighting.
The base.
They're losing
The base.
The base is in shambles now. They've got to get back quickly. Racks are falling. Miracle's in there. They haven't gotten the melee yet. Super holds the line for now.
Kill them
the
illusions.
Still working. Monet gets
Kill
a
them
double.
illusions.
That's more for LFY.
Can they kill the illusions?
Melee down. They are going to get more, Luby. That's 4 heroes dead. That is a lot to give up for Liquid.
Maybe
for just
5?
the melee. They
Maybe
might even
5?
lose Miracle. He's got the
He lost
Sunder.
a Firefly.
He hasn't spent his gold yet. He might need to do so. LFY are chasing. They look to lock him down.
That's 5.
Who's going to die?
Wait, just
No,
kidding.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Still LFY are chasing, but can they slay the beast? Miracle's taking them out.
his damage! That's not 5! He's still alive right now. They're so afraid of the Sunder.
They want him, but heroes are respawning.
They got silence.
Rubik's coming
They
back.
got silence.
Finally, Morphling arrives. Waving
Sunder!
He
No!
bounces out. He won't get it off. And
Okay.
now Kuro might die as well. That's 6 dead for Liquid.
Make that 6.
That's 6
now,
kills for a melee.
for the first time, LFY have seen the rivers. They're actually crossing it, trying to do a little bit of damage.
Push out these lanes.
Okay, Morphling's
The
walking
LFY
into the Roche.
fans are
Can they
worried.
actually get Roche?
They don't have Exorcism for this. This might be too ambitious.
Too loco, man. I don't think this is a play.
LFY, they're like, I have a DD rune. I'm a Morphling.
Let's get back. Let's get back,
Let's
boys.
breathe. Let's take a step
But
back.
here's the thing, right? You lost some melee racks. Those shrines are going to be forsaken. Even though it was a very costly push for for Team Liquid, I think that was okay for them.
Suddenly, Monet going from the 7th hero net worth. He is right there with the Nature's Prophet.
And he's got the shotgun finish. It's time that he could start blowing up these supports. And now they're going right back to Roche.
Morphling into
No
the
meta.
pit. They're going to commit for this. The Terrorblade's not in the fight just yet, and DDC forced them away. Don't tell me, LFY.
They got him
Snap
too.
this Aegis too. Now the lasso. It's going to find one.
got Echo.
And they bring him down. Blocking Notomo.
He's got BKB.
What?
What is going on?
Snatches it. Huge commitment. They still fight on. Waving up to the high ground. Pushing him back.
Shotgun.
Liquid overextended. That's another kill. That's 8 kills in a row for them. They might get more.
Oh,
This
they're
might
going to
be
get
number
more.
9.
They're going to get more.
They're not pushing.
Triple kill on Monet. He's not a support Morphling anymore. He's got the Monet now, going for kills after kills.
He is almost even with the Terrorblade.
What is happening, boys?
Monet was 7th in net worth like 15 minutes ago. He is now almost King Kahuna at number 1.
All right, don't get too crazy. Bottom pressure's in. That range racks is going to take some damage
They're
right
going to
now.
lose tier 1 tier. This top one's going to fall. LFY could get more. Liquid, they won with the split push in game 2 yesterday. They've shown they can do it.
They're losing range racks.
But they have to be very disciplined here and not overcommit.
How did Prophet get the Aegis?
TP's in with the BKB and
he
just snatches it.
Out right-click them. You got 3 heroes, no problem. I'm mind control. Easy play.
We've seen so many game-changing Aegis snatches, and that certainly was a big one for Liquid, but they gave up a lot to get it. And now the fight breaking out further. They're trying to find this Bat Rider in Flame on the bottom lane. For now is okay as the charge comes through, but more commitment as the cast bounces.
Here comes
DDC to
LFY.
the damn rescue. Monet coming in with the shotgun, forces out the BKB, wins back for another kill. LFY hold the line. What was once a 12,000 gold lead mere minutes ago, 15,000 in fact, is now down to half that and dropping rapidly. Experience in the LFY favor, in fact.
Oh my goodness. Aegis going to the side of Prophet. I'm not sure what he mentioned it, but Monet's got the cheese. That's going to be an important factor moving forward. The only way to kill Morphling is to chain stun him, make sure he's silenced, make sure that he can't strength morph. But the fact that he's got cheese, is Monet immortal moving on these team fights?
He's certainly a tough kill. I think we can all agree on that. And now he's got the BOTs picked up as well. Manta style grabbed soon as in the quick buy. That'll be his next pickup.
Yep.
Also, they did itemize for this stage of the game, Lumi. They didn't go back for more farming items. They didn't really commit for full
Yeah, they were
split
supposed
push.
to win right now.
They wanted that one timing, take a huge fight, and win the game. Can they slow it down now? Can they reset, adjust their plan, and try to go a bit later, dodge the fight, split push more? Are they all in on this early, like I'll say mid-game timing push? They have
it's
the
really
profit,
a tough
right?
call. I mean,
they have the profit. I feel like there's always that chance.
I think you could play it both ways because Prophet is one of those heroes that could itemize for the late game as well. If you get a Scythe of Vice, then you're looking at some really opportunities to pick up LFY kills. But your upper racks, maybe you could do a frontal push. I mean, I think either way is going to be tough here. They went for 3 BKBs and they lost the most important fight that matters. So, I don't know.
Liquid, so close. They could smell it. They could taste it. But they're not there yet. They have to stay disciplined here. They're going for some additional items now. We'll see a Lotus Orb under construction here for GH. A tool to deal with that lasso. Could be huge for them coming down the stretch. We have seen godly performances out of this support hero, out of this player throughout the tournament. Probably the breakout star of the TI7 season. And now they're going to look.
Mind control behind. He finds Afu.
Finds Afu, gets off the silent. Sprout comes through. They need a save for him. But Tumbaman launching in. He's got the ult. He's not going to even use it yet. Liquid, they spring the trap. They look for more. GH in the front line for Tumbaman. Laying out the ultimate. But Morphling comes in for the cleanup. Monet's going to find one. Brings down the Rubik. Takes on the fight.
Already.
Gem hits the deck. 3 have fallen. No buybacks ready. Down goes the DP. Liquid surging back in like a wave.
The mid lane's very pushed right now, so Prophet, if he wants, he can port it. That's exactly what he's doing right now. And he finds Monet. Can he actually go for the kill? He can't break the Lincolns. He could Sprout to break it.
The charge
Sprout him.
The charge could, though. Looking for the break. No, the charge comes after. Now the Sprout.
He's got cheese.
For Monet.
He's got cheese.
Team. He may have to pop it here. Hanging on. Chain stun down. Still has that cheese. Bash.
Bashes are real right now.
Keeps
Sprout
the
him
cheese.
again.
Keeps the cheese. Bakes around.
Okay, but
Monet
they're not doing enough.
going to pop it. He's going to have to go back to the well. They won't have a Death Prophet for 30. They won't have an Exorcism. There's no buyback on the Batrider. Illusions are banning on this tower. The tower is low. It's not done just yet. They kill out Monet. He holds the line. Creates his own Terrorblade, which is now being fought by the counterplay here. Reflection, not going to win the day, at least not yet. The Replicant survives. Effigy's falling.
Prophet.
Bottom lane is pushing. Opening could be now. Liquid take that tower. DDC with the deny, but he's only opening things up for Liquid to come in. Afu needs to jump soon. He's got that Echo mind control. Trapped up. BKB look to run, but there is a lasso. They can hunt him down. Silence the counter. Blink. Lasso. Where's the turn? Where's the help? Waving forward with the mallet and shotgun. Bam! Down he goes. And they do hold the line, but that bottom lane all the while Lumi was pushing in. Some of those buffer buildings start to be eliminated.
It seems like the Team Liquid game plan is just a war of attrition. You find kills and you damage buildings. We're gonna see this team fight one more time. Great initiation from Mind Control. Taking Shaker out of the fight gives them a really, really strong fighting chance. Without the Shaker, Disable, and the Chain Stuns, LFY cannot take a fight.
And that's the dream scenario. They get off all their BKBs, they initiate, the Shaker isn't there. That's how Liquid are gonna take fights at this stage of the game. The Morphling knows he can't even fight against it. Sure, they can't catch him. They can kill his teammates, though. Liquid need like one more of those fights, catch some LFY heroes without buybacks, then a second lane could be theirs. Now the top is opened up.
But Morphling is getting to a point where he starts to take fight. The Manta style is almost finished. It comes down to whether Monet is going to save buyback, right? If he feels like I got to go all in, then we're going to see a Manta very soon. Do you feel like he needs to go all in a situation like this? This is, I mean, it's like a hard question to answer.
It's too close to call, honestly.
We'll see what his decision is.
Dire scan, hunting is claimed just a bit off, looking for that NP, but he's always on the prowl for him, and this is what the panel mentioned. As the game gets later, like sure, maybe the Bat struggles early if he's laning against the Prophet. The Veno is his matchup, but at this stage, you really have to be careful if you're mind control.
Monet's finishing the Manta. No buyback right now. Obviously,
All right.
Team Liquid doesn't know this.
A ballsy maneuver. Now, granted, he is very, very difficult to kill.
Yeah. I think the reason he's doing this is because it gives him much more survivability. Also, split push right now is going to be a way for LFY to extend the game. And the Manta style is actually fairly decent in knocking down.
There's still tier 1s for them to grab. This bottom one probably in danger now as Monet ramps up. He's going to shotgun down a creep, but he's very careful. He knows he doesn't have buyback, so very reluctant to commit the main hero to the lane. Even though those towers are low-hanging fruit, could be poisonous. So bring Monet back, they'll let him keep on farming. Scotty next on the menu. Trying to build towards that late game Godzilla Morphling. The water boss to match up against Liquid.
I wonder if he's going to think about changing items, because there is a butterfly showing on Terrorblade. MKB is not exactly the most common option here on Morphling, but might have to react to the other side of the carry.
We'll see.
For now, he's storing go for buyback.
Mind control, showing himself bottom. We do see that Terrorblade moving in, the reflections coming out, and now the chase, but there's the cask. They can bring in the Morphling, they can force out the BKB, perhaps with a shotgun. Don't know what else is behind Miracle, though. The vision is lacking for LFY. They will not breach. Liquid still asserting themselves around the map.
Meanwhile, bottom, we saw Batrider blinking in, popping dust.
But this is an opening for Monet. He can move in, start working on this tower.
He can start backdooring it.
Slow, steady progress done. Now he's going to wave himself back, retreating. Liquid rotate on mid.
And you can see that what they're doing
Next
right
Roche
now.
is up, so doubtful that Liquid wants to go for this. They're going to scan. They detect no Morphling, no Batrider lurking bottom. Maybe hoping for that easy kill that would just set up a free Roche or force a buyback. But LFY not trying to give up PvPs now.
Range Rex, don't heal. All right, Casket's gonna fly out. The reason why Monet is playing so reserved, despite having Lincoln's Manta and of course Replica up online, is that they could break his Lincolns across the map with a charge, and then Prophet could be behind him with,
TP,
Orchid.
Silence, Sprout, and
Lift.
then
Yeah.
he's tanky, but he's a bit of a sitting duck. Like, they do have the Manta still to remove that silence, but perhaps the chain stun comes in by then.
Yeah, this time around, LFY don't, no heroic Aegis steal play from them. And they have to rough it out. Aegis cheese push next time around, and it's gonna be a tough one. Butterfly, like I mentioned, online on Terrorblade already.
Miracle gonna put down that Aegis in his inventory, making way for it, and Liquid, they'd love to get a second lane with this. They would love to put LFY firmly on the back foot. That tower mid's about to drop, so it could be all 3 lanes ripe for the taking.
There are
Bottom already secured.
There are no buybacks on any of LFY's member. Courier? Oh my god. There was buyback on Prophet, but I think he was sending the Courier to finish the Shiva's guard. They just want to commit everything for the next fight. They believe that if they don't hold this push, the game's over.
Okay, well, they do have it on Death Prophet now, so 1 buyback for LFY, but
No. He was trying to finish the Shivas.
Yeah.
Then he wouldn't have it, but either way, I guess he has it now, but...
yeah. Does he just commit for the Shivas? 2 lives on Death Prophet, generally not very useful.
Exactly, yeah.
So perhaps he just goes all in, and that's assuming Couriers could get to the secret shop.
Looks like it won't.
Liquid keep on pressing here, sending illusions to top, sending illusions to mid, chipping away, and always on the range racks. Those won't regenerate. Tower even getting denied mid. LFY salting and burning the fields as they retreat. 1 buyback in this game, which makes Aegis a big trump card. But Monet, he's got a replicate of his own. He'll send that out in front, a very tanky Terrorblade to deal with these transits.
Prophet's got Hex, by the way.
Could be the difference maker with no buyback. The shotgun comes out, the Fissure committed. Do they want to follow him? They lasso him in. They drag him deeper. The vaunted high ground defense is there.
He's got BKB.
He's got the BKB. Exorcism is on point. Can they echo this? Can they time it? They're going to let him walk away. The damage is forcing him on his heels, though. Miracles has
Top lane. Draxus.
The rat is coming. Mind Control gets one, but he might pay with his life. Fissure coming through. The last
They got the shotgun.
BKB. The damage.
Did it have vision?
Doesn't have a TP yet. The TP's on cooldown. They're pumping it into him in the mid lane. The illusion's working on the range. But still, LFY hold the melee.
I don't know, man. That was
For
a
now.
very costly push. They committed a BKB. They committed a Aegis. They got a range Rex and a tier 3. Do you think that's worth it? I'm not
Is
sure.
it enough? Morphline's starting to feel it. Monet is leaving the base. He gets charged. He gets control.
Oh my god!
He is dead!
The damage coming out fast and furious. He has farmed enough
That's
for a
a
buyback.
monster kill streak.
You forced that
And a
buyback.
likely buyback coming here right now. Echo is there.
Just
watch for the shaker. Don't get caught. That's the call for Liquid. But they push in. They dive for DDC. They get him as
buyback.
Where's that buyback? It's coming here. It's coming now. BKB's on cooldown. They kill the TB. He's got buyback as well. But if they can't kill the Morphling, they're not going to commit. They get more.
Two.
They get two. They might try to find the third.
I don't
Yules
think
and
that's
retreat.
I don't think that's enough here for LGD.FY. They need
They
to push
force
across the
Morphling
map.
buyback.
Yeah, they need to push across the map and get more done. Because the next time, if they pick Morphling, that is a game here for LGD.FY.
And there are ways to kill him. He is not invulnerable. Monet was feeling like he was God.
I mean, he was so morphed into agility that
God, he just melted.
yeah, a couple of right clicks was enough here. Watching some of the reaction from the players. LGD.FY going the other direction. Shiva's guard delivered on Death Prophet.
She'll get tankier. We still haven't seen that Echo. That is LGD.FY's Weapon X that could break this game open. Liquid also need to be wary. They'll hang back for now. They've got their cheese. Here comes the charge. Kuro committing into a fissure. Could be into trouble. That totem.
Where'd you
Smacks
go?
him down and doesn't have the buyback.
Oh, that
just got it, actually.
Yeah,
just got it.
Oh, the gem, they want to pick it up. Super walks
Pings
back
come
for
out.
it.
The pings come out, and they are going to snag it.
That Venom was so important. I think LGD.FY could have ran down the building. But now they got the Witch Doctor healed, so they're going to still run down the building through the backdoor regeneration. They're getting a lot of
Creeps are coming, and they're looking for more. They've got a lasso ready. In flame, hunting, and you could see the terror in GH as he blinks back to the tier 4s. Doesn't want to chance it. LGD.FY, one step closer. They get their second tower. Only their second tower, Lumi, at 41 minutes. Incredible that Liquid still have these tier 1s up.
Especially against Morphling, one of the easiest hero to just walk up to a tower and kill it. But I think as the game moves forward, if Monet feels brave enough to walk out of the base, he will starting to be able to backdoor these tier 1 top and bottom. We'll see if he does do that, but again, he doesn't have buyback. He's so afraid, he constantly needs to just sit in the base.
Liquid moving out on the map now. They know the Morphling buyback's on cooldown. If they could ever find him, the game might just end. They could potentially all in for the throne, maybe the Megas at that point. So they start to move out. They scan the perimeter, clearing out these waves.
They ping the Ranger X. They know the game plan.
Biding their time.
Death by 1,000 cut. One Treant hit here. One Terrible Illusion swipe there.
They'll need a bludgeon, though, for these melee. Those will regenerate. And they're moving in under cover of smoke. Look for the lead. Look for the jump. It's Matamba. They lift the bat. They lock him down. The ghosts come out.
He's got buyback.
Has to commit. Now the fissure coming through. Is there going to be an echo ball? If they roast up Kurogi, they're going to bring him down. No buyback. All hell breaking loose. Liquid focusing on the melee. Turning into it. But they need more than that. Lumi Glyph committed for now. Liquid might need to retreat. BKBs are blown. Ultimate's expended. They do not want to overstay their welcome. But LGD.FY, they sure do. Lasso. Control. No TP. Already the double lasso holding themselves together. It's a horrible tale for mind controls. He gets blessed, and now Matamba Man on the run. Limit tape tries to run. No escape. No, there is a little rat in the mid. The Trants are trying to push down that tier 3.
Range Rex under siege right now. Miracle's coming back in. He can't die. This is very, very risky.
He has the buyback. He has the buyback. Miracle knows
he's
what
going
he's doing.
for it.
Eyes on the prize.
Oh my lord.
The prize, and he's done it.
He's gonna go up top. He's gonna try to get Mega Creep. I'm not sure what he can do it.
Control him. Try to slow him down. Give him the slam. Give him the jab. LGD.FY. One melee stands, and GH is also dead. They are throwing bodies after bodies, piling up in this LGD.FY base.
LGD.FY.
Even if they get megas, it's not clear that Liquid can just win from there. It's a huge investment they're making in these pushes, but they are so close, Lumi.
LGD.FY needs to get all the waves pushed out. You can see Morphlings working on bottom. Meanwhile, you got a couple of heroes moving in mid. Exorcism cooldown on 60 seconds. That is the critical difference. If Super somehow could like sneak in an Octarine Orb in his inventory, they could just commit Exorcism for a mid push. They can't. And now Kurogi perhaps gonna get caught. They have lasso. They have lasso. Oh, just charge out.
Get me out of here, but mid. Mid is where the push comes through. Terribly has the buyback, but he doesn't have a metamorph when he comes back. He's not going to be the same fighting force, and they're not split pushing. LGD.FY are going in. They're looking for their own melee. Where's the Liquid defense? Liquid are starting to lose their base.
Are you gonna go for it if you LFY?
The ramp is down. They have tier
play
1.
safe.
They have towers in top and mid, so they either throne or they back off and push out these side lanes. Or hell, maybe they just go for more kills.
He's gonna find mind control.
With
Looking
the
at TP out. Can he get the lasso? Oh, he's out. He's out.
Oh, close.
Like,
close.
GH.
Liquid, they're getting spread out here. They've got to fight as a team. It's what got them this far, and they're losing more.
That's gonna be another tower, perhaps
They're
even a
looking
tier
still for the
2.
fight. Now the Venom limps in. Liquid, they're not split pushing. They're not sticking with the game plan. They're taking these fights one by one. And LFY, a 5-man squad in the fights, are punishing them.
I think more.
Still, they have the side lane tower, so still Liquid know that the only all-in play LFY can go for is a straight throne rush right now. They still have more options, but those options are fading. What was once a 15,000 gold lead.
Yeah, can we see the
down
network
to
graph,
2K.
please? That network graph has not updated yet. It's gonna go down even more.
Look at the bottom really tells the tale, that just red dots peppering the horizon. LFY fighting for their tournament lives. Liquid, they've never seen this final day of TI. And the fans begin to chant. They can feel the momentum might be shifting. LFY surging, clutch play after clutch play. Close, but not done just yet. Roche has respawned. Might be something Liquid commit for. Buybacks are also important here, Lumi. Here comes the Roche attempt.
All right, I think Roche
set up the tree ants. LFY not doing much right now, pushing out the lanes, starting to rotate, but Roche dropping quickly. Will they get in position? They know if they overcommit to Roche, there could just be a rat attack to the north, and maybe they give up Megas. They're kind of hesitating on their side of the river. They might just even forfeit this and go for the full-on base defense, and it seems that is the decision. No contest, a clean Roche for Liquid. Aegis up on Miracle, who also has buyback.
Everyone wants to fight this. They want to fight into
now they
Aegis.
want to fight.
Yeah.
Liquid, they'll never see this coming.
Yeah, they don't want to
say.
fight in their base. They don't have Glyph up for 1 more minute. So right now, LFY needs to take a fight outside the base. If they fight inside the base, then, you know, bodies will be thrown at that melee racks.
Just keep your eyes peeled for anyone trying to go for the back door. Look for the Shaker. Look for the Rubik. Look for the big team fight. Who's starting the party? Afu with the fissure. He gets 2. And now all hell breaks loose. Out comes the Exorcism. DDC on the run. BKB's
buyback. BOT into the base right now. Mind control going for the melee racks.
For the melee. Will he get it? The buyback's committed. Miracle with the double. Still they fight on. He's not able to push through.
Afu coming back in.
TPs are coming. Liquid.
They fight. Mind control. Mind control. This is his buyback. This is a diamond. No. BKB cheese. He's going to get the last round.
He has it in 20. Mind control gets the Megas. Liquid are close. They are close. Mind control not dead yet. They're going to push in deeper. They get the kill. Morphling buyback is up in 8 seconds. They will still be able to fight. Not entirely over yet, but Liquid are 1 giant leap closer as everyone loses the fight. Negative goal change on both sides, which means a win for Liquid.
LFY needs to repel
and onto your buyback.
Oh my god. The reason that Morphling is not buying back right now is that if he somehow finishes that Satanic, he will be the truest, the strongest hero on the map. The question is whether he can. We're going to watch this team fight one more time. Critically, they kill Prophet.
Out, hits 2, almost 3 heroes as Matumba blinks away. That was a really good start to the fight for LFY, but you can see how strong Miracle is right now. No one can really fight against this TB with BKB.
Yeah, the Butterfly is doing so much work, and I love the decision-making from Prophet. Mind control buys back, immediately goes for the melee rack. So even though the team fight went evenly, they still got it. But Miracle, perhaps now getting caught.
Oh, could be in trouble. No, he's fine for now. Miracle marching in, a slow.
He's got Metamorphosis right now.
That Prophet, no buyback, out for quite a long time as she dies.
And again, Morphling does not want to use the buyback.
He marches in, 1 foot in front of the other, but now he does get lassoed, silenced up as well. He's got Aegis. He's got the BKB. They'd love a clean
take
there.
Too.
Sunder being countered out here. It looks like at least for now, Miracle though gets it off and still chasing forward.
He can't die here.
Commitment. He's so deep. He's so damn deep.
Morphling buys back. They force out the buyback. Morphling goes in Superman mode. Can he
hold the base.
Miracle's in on his own. He needs a little help. He's going to need it soon. GH coming from behind. They walk him down. Can they kill him once? The base is crumbling.
Profit.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Going for the tier 4 mind control. Popping that BKB. He's down to half. Can they actually kill him?
But
no,
still
he's going to be
this.
fine.
He's still fighting this. Miracle is fighting this.
GG! LFY crumbles under the pressure. Wow.
Hugs in the booth, Liquid erupt, and so does Key Arena. They are going to the grand final. They've got a crack at newbie, a full best of 5. A TI championship and over $10 million to the winner. The prize to be won. You have to admire the determination of this team. They're calm under pressure. The shot calling, they have grown so much. So too have LFY. They had such a good start to the series, Lumi, but Liquid, resilient as all hell, would not be defeated. But wait for the final handshakes. You can scratch that one. Liquid have done it, but it's not over yet.
Can they do it once more?
Can they do it again? Can they do it in a BO5 against a newbie who's gotten a lot of extra film on them? Can they go the distance? This could be an 8-game day. They might be playing Dota until darkness falls here in Seattle. A lot of questions to be answered. As much as you might say a top 3 performance is something to be proud of, LFY, they were so close. They're going to be very frustrated they couldn't go all the way.
Yeah, remember Monet was on bottom 3 net worth, slowly crept up. What a long, amazing defense for LFY, but ultimately, Team Liquid was just a little bit too ahead, a little bit too strong.
Hugs from Coach Heen and, of course, manager Mo. They've got a tall task ahead of them, but Liquid, they stay alive to the final series. They carry the Flame of the West against the Beast from the East. Newbie are lurking, waiting in that grand finals. A full best of 5. There's going to be some fantastic Dota still to come here. Looking a little shocked.
Oh my God, that game 3 had everything. Possibly the fastest tier 1 to fall ever in a TI. And at 9 minutes, Team Liquid threatening the tier 3 towers. And somehow LFY almost pulled the most amazing comeback. And then Team Liquid narrowly edged out the win at the very end.
Some frightening TI4 flashbacks were going through my head, but that turned out to be a hell of a game.
I mean, I cannot imagine the relief on Team Liquid. I mean, if they lost that match, that would be the new meme, the Team Liquid throw. I mean, that looked unlosable 10 minutes in.
I can't believe how actually LFY almost managed to come back in that game. Like, as you said, tier 1 tower falling at 2 minutes. We were like, we didn't know, we didn't even see how it happened. Like, how? How is it possible to get the tower so fast?
These top teams are so good at not losing. You know, we talk about high ground defense and all the shrines and the tier 4 tower regen. Man, these good teams just fight it out to the end, and it's never over until that throne dies.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give props to LFY. They went 13-0 in the group stage, eventually closing out with just 2 losses there. And it really goes to show you why in that game. It's a hard-fought, brutal defeat. But my God, did they make an incredible showing.
LFY were kind of my favorites for this tournament, so I'm a little sad to see them go. But this final is going to be amazing. I thought potentially Super, you know, he's been around forever. I thought maybe this was finally his year, but he's going to come up a little bit short, and we'll have to see him again next year.
Yeah, and Flame was just the big playmaker in every single game with LFY.
Even Monet, he had such a rough time. His tower was down. He's like, what do I do as a Morphling here?
Bottom 3 net worth at like,
Yep.
I don't know, 5-10 minutes, going around trying to get some farm. And I think even before he even had anything, then Mind Control on the Prophet had his silence. And
Yeah,
getting that
11
early.
minutes. An 11-minute Orchid, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't even understand how Morphling can come back into getting like top 2 net worth.
It's a lot to deal with. We saw him pick up the Mask of Death.
Yeah.
You know, he stayed off the map. You know, he was able to farm jungle, have that sustain from the lifesteal, and kind of hide until he got some more items. And then a couple of good team fights, and all of a sudden he had a Lincoln Sphere, and the E-Blade was right around the corner.
And as you saw, match MVP does go to Miracle on the Terror Blade. The interesting final pick that had us maybe a little concerned that Miracle couldn't pull the huge carry that game, but boy, did he pull his weight. He was one of the few that, I don't use the term throwing or feeding, but he was one of the few that wasn't dying during all those comeback fights that LFY was making in the mid game.
And Miracle's kind of the star of this team. I feel like he'll always get MVP when they win, but I think you got to look at Mind Control and that Furion. That first off, that hero's amazing right now in this meta, and Mind Control could be the best Furion player at this tournament.
He destroyed mid. He destroyed top. It also synergizes very well with their mass summons that we keep talking about, the Terrorblade Illusions, and then the Venomancer Wars and the Treants. Like, they just couldn't deal with it. Normally, Shaker's pretty good, but he got blinked pretty late. He wasn't even close to level 6 at the time they started to push towers, and Liquid took full advantage of that.
You know, there were so many moments in that game. Kevin, I have no idea what you want to talk about. The insane opening, the comeback, the final fights of the game. We all expected it to be done in 20 minutes, and here we are an hour later.
I did too, actually, but Ake was a little confused about the early game, so I wanted to show that to you guys. Morphling is kind of getting popular here, which is nice because it's the water-themed major, but he has a little bit of issue if he gets heavily pressured, which is actually exactly what happened in that game. So if we take a look at how they got the early tower, they got 2 quick kills. First one was on Super on the Death Prophet, then they ganked the offlane. And the important thing that they did is they had to get rid of the creeps, because the best way to push towers early is to make sure the enemy creeps are gone. You can't kill them very easily at level 1, so what a lot of players do is they grab and aggro them, and they pull them into a neutral camp to buy some time. So what GH did here is he grabbed the first wave, he grabbed the second wave, and he ends up pulling it towards the large camp. He almost died here to DDC, because DDC was trying to protect it, but he wasn't successful. So because he pulls this creep wave down to this neutral, for any of you guys that actually play support much, if it's only a single large camp, the large camp isn't going to be able to kill those creeps. And in the meantime, Mind Control right here with his little Treant is also going to end up pulling the remaining creeps to the right. So all this time, they're just wailing on the tower. That is how they killed it so fast. So what was super amazing about what GH did is because there's only one creep wave there, that means that when the tower actually dies, it's going to line up with about the same time as the creep wave finishes the large camp. And then he aggroes it back to here. And this is just amazing because now they have this huge, massive creeps that are just going to end up pushing towards the safety of their base despite them taking the early tower, which means that Morphling has actually nothing to do. And that is why he was so underfarmed. He had no lane from the start of the game.
I mean, I really feel like the supports are often the unsung heroes of the team, just enabling all the cores to perform well. Casey is with Kuroki right now, and I got to know how Kuroki's feeling.
Right? I mean, Kuro came in, and we all screamed for him when he walked in. He's like, yeah, it's just another day. Very, very calm. So I have to say congratulations. What's going through your mind right now as you realize that you're now going to see the grand finals?
I don't have much time to prepare for my next opponent, so that's on my mind right now.
First thing he sat down, he's like, can we keep this going because I have a lot to do. I want to take you back to the first game and what we just saw there in the third game, because as a captain, you seem to be doing a great job about keeping your teammates calm, even when it feels like things may not be going your way. What did you say to your teammates after game 1 to keep them focused? And how did you keep everybody focused in the pod during that final game 3 when it looked like LFY might make a comeback?
Well, what I learned over the years is the best way to lead is through example. And since I'm pretty calm myself, I think some of my teammates have I give them like a good aura. I don't know how to describe it, but my teammates are just like so good because they're not as experienced as I am, but they're dealing with everything very, very well, and I'm very proud of them.
Do you allow yourself any kind of excitement now that you're heading into the grand finals, or are you waiting until it's time to focus, it's business time? I mean, I know this is a very serious match for you.
No, I mean, I'm happy, of course. It's, I want to win. I've waited for this day 4 years, so.
Yeah. And you know what it feels like to be in a 5-game grand final. You know the stamina that it takes and the energy that it takes. What advice are you passing on to your teammates?
Well, yesterday I told them you need to eat healthy and go to sleep early because this is probably your most important day of your life so far. Mm-hmm. And it can be a very long day too. Last time I was here, I played 8 games. Possibly, maybe I can play 8 games again. So I just told them to rest well, go to sleep early, and I hope we'll manage.
Congratulations. Do you want to say anything to the fans? They've been chanting your team's name out there in the audience. I know they'd love to hear from you.
It makes us very happy when we hear the chanting. Thank you very much, guys, for cheering, and I hope you enjoyed the games.
Congratulations, and we'll let you go so you can get stuff done, and you've got a lot to focus on. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Casey. And Kuroki still trying to stay calm, trying to stay collected, and just all around Going to be a very tough challenge for them to go into the grand final with 3 intense games under their belt. Machine now is with our 3rd place team, LFY, who's just been eliminated. But of course, top 3 is nothing to be that upset about. Talk to us, LFY.
Top 3 at TI7. Yes, it's a big achievement in itself. Thank you, Sean. Getting to hear now from DDC. I'm joined by Jack to break it all down. And a lot of people are saying that was one of the best of 3s of TI7, if not of some of the TIs in general. I think the first question is, what on earth was that game like? A full 3 games on that main stage.
就是有很多人说那场BO3特别精彩，可能是他们看到在 TI 这个舞台上最精彩的 BO3那么你可以用自己的想法来描述一下那是什么感受？
我们跟液体打，就是他们战术上比我们高出很多，然后我们就是打法压制然后我们每个人的交流比他们，我觉得比他们打团的细节比他们高一点，然后所以然后变成之后，他的战术上有优势，我们是打的有优势，然后看谁会赢，所以我觉得特别好看吧，这样。
I think in terms of overall big picture strategy, they might have had an edge on us, and they put a lot of pressure on us early game and in lanes. But I think in terms of coordination and team fight and maybe communication, I think we had an edge, and so that's what made the games especially close and hard fought and exciting. And so, yeah, that's why they got such good games.
Fantastic. And I think the next question is simply, you impressed us in that group stage. 13-0. You come into main stage and continue to impress. Can you leave TI proud for the amount of fantastic Dota you've played over the course of this fortnight?
当然，你们小组赛的表现特别亮眼，主舞台也是。那么这一次 TI 夺得前3名，你会觉得很自豪吗？就是这次也是打出好成绩。
会因为每场都是打得比较激进，然后一直灌输我们的风格，还是打进攻，然后最后打到第3，还是挺开心的。
Yeah, I think so, because every match was very close and exciting. We got to display our play style and our aggression, and ultimately we did end up getting top 3 as well.
Fantastic. And I think the last question is just, are you aware of how much the crowd was chanting LFY? I mean, I don't know if they can do it now because they were making so much noise.
就是你在下面打的时候，你知道那观众朋友们有多激情，来喊你们的老肥羊 LFY。
门没关之前还是听到很大声音的，那个比赛房一关之后，基本上声音很小。
Before we got in the booth, we were able to hear, but once we got in there, not so much.
The guys in the Key Arena put on a fantastic show. LFY, DDC, thank you. 3rd place at TI7. Gracious in victory and defeat. Back over to you guys in the desk.
So impressed with LFY's gameplay, with their composure during and after the game. Again, I still want to call it one of the best comebacks ever. They should have lost at like 15 minutes, but stabilized and have earned a huge amount of fans. I personally am just still so blown away by Inflame.
I think they just should be super happy about their performance here. Like, as we have been talking about before, 13-0 in the group stage, and no one actually comes into TI thinking you will win the whole tournament. It's the world's best teams here. You can think that you have a good chance of winning, but actually getting top 3 is such a great achievement, so they should really be happy.
And I'm sure they will be happy, maybe tomorrow. But for now, I'm sure they're super disappointed.
They actually looked quite happy, though. Like, from just coming from that game and like losing and knowing that you're not going to be able to play more here, I think it was looking quite okay.
They were a qualifier
right?
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, being in that position before, I just feel like watching the grand finals on the sideline, you're so close. You're here today playing on the finals day, and to pass that up is, it's not the most fun experience. But yeah, they did place 3rd, and that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, and especially in terms of their gameplay, because it's one thing to get a good placing in a tournament, and it's another to be able to showcase your skill. I don't know if you guys have ever had the experience of really choking in a bad way during an important match and just, like, it never leaves your mind.
I mean, the game kind of looked like Game 5 in TI3 when we played against Navi. Like, we were behind super much. We almost, like, lost the game, but then after that we were able to actually come back, and it kind of looked like, here, LFY was losing the early game super hard. They were almost able to come back, but they just couldn't do it. So
made for a nice Game 3. I was a little worried the game was going to end in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this wasn't that exciting. All things got a little spicy.
Yeah, no, I mean, for us, we always have to get ready to come back up to the stage, obviously. And, I mean, we came up and went back and came up and went back several times throughout that match. Like, okay, this has to be it. All right, let's get ready to go. Oh, wow. Wow, LFY swept Team Liquid again. Okay, let's sit back down. Let's continue to watch. Just really remarkable play, which now means that Team Liquid will be in the grand finals. The Chinese teams were extraordinary throughout this entire event. And Team Liquid is the only non-Chinese team to make it in top 4. Is it actually only non-Chinese team in top 6?
I don't know. This is also
looking right now.
This is also Kuroki's 3rd TI Grand Final. He's never won, so this is a huge opportunity for him to really prove himself. I think he's ready.
Kuroki wanting to prove himself, of course. Faith on the side of Newbie has the chance to be the first person ever to win 2 TIs.
And he's in a great position to do it. Newbie looked very impressive yesterday against LFY.
You know, in terms of the fatigue that Team Liquid is going to be facing, we know that they are going to have an extended break. That's part of the reason why we're up here still talking. Hello. You're going to see a lot of us in the next 30 minutes. How do you try to recoup before a series that is this tight? Because we've heard teams again and again say, we're only really focusing on this match, and if we want to worry about the next one, we can't pollute our heads with 2 different drafting strategies. We have to stay focused on this one, and this is the shortest break that a team will ever have at TI between the matches.
He was actually kind of talking about it as well. Kuroki just wanted to get back and prepare for the next game. So I assume they're just going to go and talk with their coach, Heen, who's probably prepared for the next game as well.
Talked to Sebastian yesterday on the panel, and he said the team really prepares for the next match, but he's taking the extra time to prepare for the matches beyond that. So I'm sure Heen's been all over it.
And also that he has actually been in like this position before, like playing a best of 3, I think, to game 3, right, in the loser bracket finals, and then having to play this again. So he's had some experience of doing this before, and hopefully he can be able to turn it around this time.
Yeah. When I won TI, we made a run through the lower bracket as well, and I don't know if I really felt that fatigue. I think it's like you almost like build up this certain like adrenaline, and then you just stay amped for the entire series. And then after the end is when you're like, oh, like it hits you, right?
Yeah, I mean,
once you get over like holding the Aegis and things. So I think they'll be fine in terms of fatigue. I think they're really excited to be here. This is, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Well, as they are continuing to prepare for the upcoming grand finals of TI7, I know the fans loved that match. I know the fans love Slacks. Mr. Action Slacks. Yes, they do. They do. Confirmed love for Action Slacks. How are things outside?
Oh, Sean, it's wonderful out here. You don't even need a ticket, right? You got a ticket?
No, I lost mine.
Oh, that's a sad story. But hey, you're out here in the sun enjoying yourself. This is pretty calm, man.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd get enough vitamin D out here, but I'm toasting.
Yeah, I'm toasting too. Thanks for the long intro, Sean. I haven't been outside this long in 3 years. Who do you think's gonna win out here?
Liquid! Woo!
Sir, you having a good time out here outside?
Oh yeah, this is amazing. It's blue, sunny skies. All the smog's gone. Oh, it's an amazing day in Seattle.
Fantastic. How about back there? Who are you rooting for in that final?
It's my first time here, so I'm going for Newbie.
Newbie! Give it up! All right, well, the best of 3 is coming up. Freeloaders outside, can we get a little bit of excitement? Let them hear you inside, let's go! Yeah! All right, I'm going back to my nap. Don't bother me, Sean. Thank you.
As you wish, Slacks. We'll give you all the updates. By the way, if any of you do not have a ticket, come over. Come to the Key Arena because there is an absolutely enormous projector outside. And we were a little worried this morning. It was overcast. We did the opening segment outdoors and we were all really, really, really cold. And if you want to just come out, it's sunny now. It's beautiful. It's lovely. And if you've never played Dota before, there is the newcomer stream, which is the exact same thing as this. You'll see us. You'll hear the same commentary. You'll see the same camera shots. But we got Tort, Delaney, and friends downstairs who are putting extra informational overlays to clarify what abilities do, what some of the key strategies are, how the teams are adjusting over time. And it's a really great way to start learning pieces of Dota so you can begin to play yourself. And I just have to stress something. It might be real hard to play Dota at a high level, but it is damn easy to have fun without knowing much of anything in that game. Do you remember your first games at Dota?
It was a long time ago. It's a little foggy.
Very foggy. I think I played Anti-Mage probably was my first hero. Safe lane with probably 3 perseverances, maybe 2.
Yeah, man, I can't remember you talking about. You were obsessed with regen.
I was, yeah, when I ate like 4 tangos, but I think the first time when I played there wasn't any tangos, so it was just like flasks, if I'm not, or maybe there were tangos, but no one used them, I think, because no one
Who knows,
didn't even understand how they worked. But I was playing Slardar, going mid with 3 gauntlets, I think, or 4 gauntlets.
God, so sick.
No regen, just dying straight away, so you get back to the fountain.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to heal, right?
Yeah.
Just to respawn.
Yeah, I'm still so grateful to my Dota buddies that I play Dota with almost every single night. When I first started to play, I would do Jungle's Nature's Prophet every game, and they never gave me shit about it once. They would say, all right, well, we have a jungler. Let's talk about the other lanes.
Yeah, Dota's such a friendly game. Everyone just gets along all the time. Everyone's so nice.
Yeah, how many of you out there are really nice in all your games of Dota?
Just me? Yeah, that's probably
tens of people outside.
I'll step down for Quinn. We needed him up here.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect for this. Perfect.
Now, the International has been going on for 7 years now, and let us not forget what the roots are. Let's take a look back at TI1.